We've got about 500 trees to plant, but we don't have any tree field to plant them in. This one's full. So time to get a bulldozer, time to push over some trees. All right, let's give this thing a shot. Had about 20-second crash course on this thing. Let's see what he said. Push this button, input the pin. Wait, pin accepted. Start it up. All right, so right side does the blade. So that should be up and down. This guy goes that way and that way. Get that even, and then that turns 6 ways. All right, that's that. De-accelerator right here. I'll rev her up now. All right, so now to go forward, I'll push my de-accelerator, kick it in forward, and I'll let off, I should go. All right, let's try to go forward a little bit just to kind of feel it out. If I did something wrong. There we go. All right, we're moving. Slow her down by pushing that pedal. I'll go right inside here where I know I got it clear. All right, so my first attempt at this, I got some decent sized little trees here. I'm just gonna go slow and see how this thing kind of does. Oop, and make sure this blade, I don't want it digging in the ground. That's one thing I did read. See if I can level it out a little bit better. Try to push this one tree over. Not real low, but I'm not real high either. Figuring it out. Playing with this de-accelerator a little bit. Come back so that I can get underneath that. One reason I'm doing a dozer this time versus last time, we had a mulcher do some work. I've done a Mini X also. One thing that was a pain with our first field is all the roots stayed in the field, so it really made it hard to mow. And it's still like that now. It really drives me insane. I think I'm gonna have to kind of pick little sections at a time. Privet's no good. It's an invasive species anyway. I think I'm gonna try to push another row up. I gotta burn all this stuff too, so I'm gonna have to kind of maybe do a circle or something and try to get all this brush in a pile. I got one big brush pile already. Okay, I think I'm figuring out the basics. I need to make sure that my blade is low enough to get the root balls up, but not so low that that privet goes up over it, because then it's getting in the hydraulic line and I don't want to mess that up. So I think I'll just tinker around here in this spot and start building me a big pile here to get burning. See what I can do in 30 minutes an hour, so go from there.
Something about it made my heart beat slow, just like a Sunday on a gravel road. I don't know why she soothes my soul. It felt familiar when she walked in, like she stepped into a place I've been. Now I know why she feels like home. Those eyes deep blue like a Memphis rain, heart pure gold like a guitar string. Her smile shines bright like the neon streets. Yeah, she reminds me of the way that wind blows through the pines in the middle of a rocky top summertime. She burns my you'll grow like a guitar string. Her smile shines bright like the neon strings. Yeah, she reminds me of the way that wind blows through the pines in the middle of the rocky top. Summertime, she burns my lips like a whiskey neat. Yeah, she reminds me of Tennessee. Yeah, she reminds me of Tennessee.
This pile right here has been sitting here for like 2 years. You can't even tell it's really there, but there's a ton of brush we've cleared. And the whole point in leaving it here for 2 years was because I knew I was gonna need to burn all this stuff whenever we got the dozer. So I'm gonna push it all up because this is the far end of the tree field. Push it this way as far as we can, and we're gonna light it. Hopefully this thing's gonna burn all weekend long. Probably set a couple more in a couple different spots, but once it's burning, I can start pushing everything to it. So push it up. One thing I'm being cautious of, because I'm definitely allergic to it, is poison ivy. And I know as I've been pushing these trees and stuff down that I've been seeing it all over the place. So if it's burning and there's poison ivy in there, I've always heard you can catch it by breathing it. I just stay away. It's the end of a full day of work. It looks like the Iraqi oil fields out here, but got fires burning everywhere, smoke, probably breathing in some poison ivy fumes. But anyway, it's looking almost like a field. I've got a lot of big trees. So I still got big trees I've been leaving. And the reason I've been doing that is because it's almost impossible to push these things over and then get them moved into a burn pit without bringing a ton of dirt with it. And I realized that the dirt doesn't burn. And that is why we got a burn pit here and a burn pit there, because the one over here just was not working out. Anyway, I'm sure the neighbors love me and all the smoke. But tomorrow I'm gonna be trimming up some trees and getting some of these cedars cut and getting them out of here. I'm gonna keep some of them and then hopefully have enough time to do some final prep for the ground. It's been a full day for sure, but I'm gonna let her burn all night long and then see what it looks like in the morning. Okay, I'm like 2.5 days into this. I've already ran out of time on the bulldozer and it's a wasteland around me, as you can see. So I've been leaving the big trees to be able to push them down and push them out of the way and hopefully burn them. But that's not really working real well, because like this, when I push them over, they got so much dirt, it's just making a huge mess to burn. That's not working. So now I'm crunching for time. So now the plan is I want to keep this cedar, so I'm going to start cutting all the stumps off of them and then consolidate the cedar down to the far end of the field here so that I can harvest those later. And then the hardwoods, I'm going to do the same thing and harvest them or put them down here. That way I can use those for firewood if I want, or burn them later, and the cedar I can set to the side and harvest those in time. But this whole thing needs to be clear and pushed down to all trees pretty soon. And after looking at it, I still got to bulldoze some over here still. So I'm going to start cutting these stumps off and consolidating all the trees on one side. Cedar, hardwood. All right, so that's it. 3 days. We got a new field. It's pretty awesome to see. I got a huge pile of dirt and debris I'm gonna do something with. I got trees over here that we never really got cut up and burned up, but hey, we ran out of time on the bulldozer. We actually went about 6 hours over on the bulldozer. But you know, things happen for a reason, right? So it started pouring down rain the last day. So we were just in a mad rush to push everything out of the field before we had to turn the bulldozer in. So this is what we got. We got just enough field to plant our 400 trees. So now we need to prep the ground so it's final and we can run this zero turn over it. So stay tuned for that video. It'll be the next video that we post on our Kelso Creeks channel, and we'll be showing you how to use a landscape rake and how we're gonna make this thing smooth as butter so we can run that zero turn over. So stay tuned, subscribe, and thanks for watching.